450 watts of power in once human are real, but as always there are nuances. Many players asked in the comments where to get so much energy to power all these factories, farms, water stations, and everything in your base. Today I will answer this question. I will also explain to you the current logic of energy distribution in the game, in conditions of shortage, and show you a few tricks that will help you save it. As you know, there are 7 generators in once human, and the best of them is the deviation energy generator. This generator does not require fuel and produces 35 watts of power, but it only works in contaminated areas. The maximum number of generators that you can place in your base is 6, so you can generate up to 210 watts of power, which is quite low. However, there are several ways to increase the amount of energy generated. The easiest way is the Memetics perk Deviant Power Generator Stardust Unleashed, which increases power by 15%. With this perk, each deviation energy generator starts producing 40.2 watts of power instead of 35, which gives us a total of 241 watts. Unfortunately, Memetics perks are random, so relying on them initially would be a mistake. The good news is that you can save a lot of energy, and this method is available to every player. The thing is, in once human you can have 2 cars that can have 1 additional generator installed, which means technically, you have 280 watts of power even without the Memetics perk. Obviously you will want to use one of these cars for trading in Blackfell, so you can ignore it. But in the second car, you can put an advanced synthesis bench, kitchen set, and 2 brewing barrels, which will save you exactly 35 watts of power. For the rest of the facilities in your base, such as electric furnaces, you should have switches, and turn them on only when needed. This way you will save quite a lot of energy for any of your production buildings. There will be a playlist with guides for building them at the end of the video, so make sure you check it out. However, there is another way to significantly increase the amount of energy generated in the game, which is available to every player, and that is the Electric Eel Deviant. You can easily get this deviant by fishing in the location that is marked on your screen, using mince bait. The higher the skill rating of your electric eel, the greater the bonus to energy generation you will get. With a maximum skill rating of 5 units, your generator will produce about 50% more energy, which is quite a lot. For example, taking into account the memetics of the Deviation Energy Generator perk, I was able to get 61.9 watts of power. Keep in mind that when the mood value of your deviant is low, its productivity decreases, so it will give a smaller bonus, and this rule applies to all deviants of this type. With 6 electric eels, and generators on both cars, you can produce over 450 watts of power, and it's up to you to decide how to spend it. The only problem is that when your deviants run out of power and go to rest, you will temporarily lose a significant amount of energy. According to my tests, electric eels spend 2 units of deviant power in about 5 minutes of real time when they are activated. In dormant mode, deviant power is restored at a rate of about 1 unit per 30 seconds, that is 5 times faster. The speed of restoration depends on the activity rating parameter, but you can additionally speed up the restoration by 25% by fulfilling the specified conditions. This means that initially your electric eels will spend 100 units of deviant power in about 4.5 hours, and then completely restore it in less than an hour. Luckily, there is a way to speed up the restoration of deviant power, which you probably do not know about. The thing is, some deviants, including electric eels themselves, can have rare traits, and you can take advantage of that. For example, with the upper hand trait, your electric eel will automatically spend mood to restore power when it reaches 0. Another useful trait can be obtained from Nutcracker Diamond Count. If your territory deviants are working in contaminated area, there is a 5% chance that deviant power will not be spent at each interval. Since electric eels are a territory type, this trait is extremely useful for keeping them running. But the best traits are the passive power restoration traits. For example, a Buzzy Bee with the Snooze Aficionado trait will have a 10% chance to restore 5 power to other territorial deviants every time it regains its own power while dormant. Extra-dimensional cat Moonlit Jewels has a similar trait. When recovering energy while dormant, the cat has a 20% chance to restore 15 deviant power to other territory deviants. I managed to record the result of this trait on video, and it is really impressive. You can find this cat in the usual extra-dimensional cat spawn locations, Myers Market, Tall Grass Inn, and Blackfell. You will mostly find regular cats, a bit more often heavy ginger, and the rarest will be Moonlit Jewels. Cats spawn for each world separately, so you can switch worlds using a teleportation tower and farm the desired cat in 3 locations at once. The best time to do this is right before the server closes, when there are no players around. Be sure to make sure you have at least 1 Moonlit Jewels cat before migrating to a new season. One more thing you should understand is the logic of one's human energy distribution in conditions of its shortage. The thing is, the game always prioritizes those facilities that were connected to the power source with wires earlier than others. That's why you should connect the most important components to the generators first the facilities in your base, then production and farms, and lastly, isolated security units and everything else. If you do everything correctly, you will get from 350 to 450 watts of stable power in your base, which will allow you to produce huge amounts of acid, stardust source and other important resources. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something useful, and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new builds and guides. As always, thank you for watching and, bye.